Heartache. So let's see. Wait, turn off the music. Obama inherits a $1 trillion deficit from George Bush, the socialist, George Jr., the socialist president. And he says, I inherited a mess of $1 trillion deficit, so I'm going to fix it by creating a $3 trillion deficit. And then, wait a minute, I have a way to pay for it. I got to tax those who earn money. Yeah, what else? Run around to another left-wing professor from Brooklyn. I got it. How about VAT? When we go to Europe, there's a thing called VAT. That's what they do in Israel, okay? That's Rahm Emanuel's brother, the Israeli socialist, came up with adding VAT to America. It's like the most un-American tax you can imagine. I remember the age of the VAT tax. Americans would buy Volvos here instead of there to avoid VAT. But then again, I told you it was coming, but you didn't listen to me.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Wow. What an ambitious man. That's because no one's ever said no to Obama. He was the anointed one. No one's ever said no to Obama, so why should America say no to Obama? He's doing such a splendid job. He's borrowing 50 cents for every dollar he spends, and he intends to tax you for the other 50 cents. You know, I'm going to tell you something funny. I know a wealthy man who's self-made. He made every penny himself, honestly, every dime, honestly, and he gives money away, does a good job. And now he's trying to give money. He said it's more difficult to find verifiable charities than you can imagine, because many charities are fake. They're set up that the people use the money for themselves. It doesn't really go to the needy. But he said the most amazing thing is that he tried to give it to some very religious Jewish group. And they had the nerve to say to him, there's a holiday, they can't meet him, meet me after the holiday. And he said, wait a minute, I'm offering you the money. What are you telling me about some holiday, some obscure holiday? He said, I have to disperse the funds by a certain date. Well, we have to do it. He said, well, wait a minute, I'm offering you a lot of money. And they actually told him when he should meet them. And then likewise with other groups. He said he can't believe how dense some people are with regard to receiving funds. They don't work for a living, after all. They live on alms. And yet he said many people who receive alms are arrogant. That's what he's discovered. And he said, I want to tell you something. He said, if you wanted to know how many behinds I've had to kiss in my life to get where I am, they go around the world twice. Very wealthy man. He understands that humility is how he got where he is. Genius, humility, drive. In other words, but he had to kiss behinds to get where he is. And yet he said today, people not only won't forget about doing what I just said, they won't even meet you on your own schedule to receive funds that you're offering them. They want you to come to them. He said, that's what's going on today. I said, well, I'm not in that position. 1-800, what's this with the reporter they dragged away, the black reporter? Did you hear about that on Obama? That won't make it to your newspaper. Reporter dragged kicking, screaming from near Air Force One. Oh, and by the way, she's an African-American lady. But, hold it now, she wanted to give Obama a letter which said that she supports traditional marriage. So the SS took her away. She was dragged away by the SS because she can't get near the anointed one, even though she also understands nuance and she also understands heartache, and even though apparently she also understands pain, it's not the right kind of pain. Don't you understand it? Only left-wingers can have empathy. A conservative has no empathy by definition. It doesn't matter if they're African-American or Latino. If they have experiences that have marred them in some way, they deserved it because they were not sufficiently socialist. Reporter dragged, kicking, screaming from near Air Force One by the SS. That's because she was trying to give the anointed one a letter asking him to support traditional marriage. Maybe that's what he means by you ain't seen nothing yet. I don't know. Now, this whole thing on Sotomayer, I have an interesting take on this that you may not believe I'm going to say, but I'm kind of different than you may imagine, and you can't predict where I'm going to go. Yes, she is a radical leftist. Yes, there are racial overtones in her statement that she sees things perhaps more clearly than white males. Very, very disturbing. But do you know that she's probably a moderate compared to the others he could have picked? Has anyone said that yet? Have you seen the rest of the field? Have you taken a look and listened to the others on the so-called short list? No, you haven't. Sotomayor almost looks like a conservative compared to the rest that he was given by the ACLU. I'm not saying that she's anything but a radical leftist. She is. I don't know how far left she is. I would assume it's about as left as she can get, but no. Oh, no, there are others who consider her to be conservative, incidentally. She has several strikes against her. One is that she has a child. Now, that definitely is questionable to the radical left. A child that was born through viviparous reproduction to this generation of leftists is somewhat suspect. After all, I mean, that unto itself shows that she may have some family values. And, you know, you got to watch out for those people with family values. You never know which way the wind's going to blow with them.
Savage.
Memo to liberals. Shut the f*** up and listen to the truth. This is the Savage Nation on Talk 910 KNEW.
Things are bad all over. What can I tell you? They're horrible. They're horrible. This guy is taking a wrecking ball to the nation and getting away with it because there's no two-party system. What do you want me to do about it? Look at the trouble I'm in because I speak out and stand up. I don't blame you for being a mouse. I don't blame you for saying nothing. You're afraid to even say in the privacy of your own home what you really believe. I understand that. But there it is. Pelosi flees to China when she gets caught lying about her lie about the CIA. Turns out she heard it about 50 times about waterboarding. So her answer is to run to China and talk not about human rights, but about global warming. And then she's in China and she says every aspect of our lives must be subjected to inventory. That's Pelosi now. This is becoming more of a nightmare by the day.
Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction, in the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning.